beauties, and welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. Today we'll be doing a side part swoop with some 32-inch hair, and today's hair is provided by Julia Hair. Now they did go ahead and send me over 4 bundles of 32-inch in a matching lace frontal, and I think the frontal was about a 22, but all of the details to this hair will be listed down below. Now this hair was so soft, and you know Julia Hair is one of my favorite companies already, and they sent me these long 32 inches of bundles, and I was just super excited to do an install with this hair because I haven't really done like long hair on my channel, so probably maybe once or twice, but it's never often, so I was really excited about this. Now for today I will be using my god sister, and for those who recognize her face on my channel, she does have medium length locks, but I did not show them on the starting of this video because her cap is already on, but I will insert a picture of what her locks look like, or you can go to other videos to see the length as well. But for starters, I'm going to go ahead and sew down her frontal. I'm just going to place that frontal on her head and have her hold each side as I go ahead and sew down the back, and then I will glue down the frontal first before I begin to install the back bundles. Now that I went ahead and sewed down the back, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to apply that foundation on the inside of that frontal, and then I will proceed with applying my layers of glue. And for her installation today, I did use 4 layers of my lace glue, and once that last layer turns clear, I will begin to pull that lace down into that glue and begin the melting, and the melting process. So now that now that the glue is clear, I'm going to go ahead and pull that lace down and just have her hold each side as I blow dry it on the heat setting, and also use my comb to comb the lace in as well. And then I would take that elastic band and tie down the front of her lace, and while that elastic band is melting that lace in, I will go ahead and begin to bond in the back of the hair using the bundles. When doing quick weaves, I like to use the Pump It Up Spritz. This is the old throwback method from generations before me in the stylist world. We use the Pump It Up Spritz, and it gives like you kind of spread on the cap, so when you do apply your glue on the tracks and lay the tracks down, it helps it stick better and faster as well. So I am going to go ahead and I spray that Pump It Up Spritz on the cap, and I'm just taking my 30-second Salon Pro bonding glue and just applying that glue on the tracks and just placing the tracks where they need to go. Now for this part, you just really want to just bond the tracks all the way up until you have to, pretty much close it up. But just make sure that you do still bond it in where it lays flat when it's time for you to flat iron the tracks, the hair over the tracks. And I do double weft, so I do glue 2 tracks at a time versus doing it single. And when you double weft, you actually are able to fit more hair in your installation than single wefting by itself. And since this part here is repetition, I just went ahead and did the rest off camera because it's just the same thing over and over. And I did let the elastic band sit the whole time I bonded in the back. So now I'm gonna go ahead and remove it and begin to cut off the extra lace and cut off the extra lace around the ears as well. And then I will begin the styling process. So I'm just going to take my scissors and slit it down the middle and begin to raise it off that extra lace. So because I am doing the swoop, I'm going to go ahead and begin to create my C part, pull down a section for where the baby hair is going to be, then go on with that wax stick and begin to apply that wax in preparation for me hot combing everything out nice and silky smooth. So I am going to create like that C part as I mentioned, and then begin to hot comb everything down and pull out the baby hair section, which will only be on one side of the head because the other side will be swooped. And as you can see, this hair is looking super soft and sleek, and I'm just going to continue to hot comb until everything is flat enough for my liking before I begin to swoop. So I'm just going to continue to hot comb and, make sure everything is nice and smooth.
What's good, Shakari?
And now I'm just going to take some holding spray and spray it on this side of the hairline and tie it down with the melt belt once again before I do the swoop, just to make sure it's already melted, but you know, just that extra melt or whatever like that. And I didn't put it on the other side because I didn't want it to, you know, come out a little bit hard because I have to swoop it or whatever. So I only sprayed that holding spray on one side, but I'm still going to tie that whole front of that lace right on down. And also, I just went ahead and pressed that hair out. As you can see, it's super silky, super soft, super silky and super soft and so long and so pretty. And I just love it. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove that elastic so we can get into swooping this thing on down to the ground and creating those beautiful baby hairs. So I'm just going to go ahead and begin the swooping process. And then the last thing I would do is, of course, do the baby hair and conceal the part and everything like that. But as far as the swoop, I am going to use the wax stick and the holding spray and just use my hand and create a huge steam motion swoop. And you just want to swoop it and blow dry it until it is, you know, swoop it until you reach the desired swoop that you want, and then you want to mold it using a holding spray, but you can still give it a soft look using a wax stick. So you will see me do a combination of both to get that look, and you know, then I would get into doing the baby hairs. And once you have your desired swoop, you can do this one or two ways. Some people actually bobby pin, and you can actually stick a few bobby pins in there, or you can just swoop it behind the ear. Some people just keep it completely swoop behind the ear, but when I do my swoops, I like to swoop the hair underneath and then still comb the hair over it. That's just my way of doing it. Like I mentioned, everybody have their way. Some people would just swoop everything behind the ear and leave it like that, but I do like to bring some hair forward and bring that hair on that side as well. That's just my way of doing it. Like I mentioned, I love it this way. My clients love it this way, but you know, to each his own. And last but not least, all I have to do now is just go ahead and swoop the baby hair, and I will be using the holding spray, of course, razor it down and swoop it with that holding spray to give it that nice, firm, pretty hold. And all I will have to do now is black spray and conceal the part. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Stay tuned to the finishing looks. Give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't already, go ahead and subscribe. And thank you guys for tuning in to IAmBeautifulHustler TV. So just stay tuned and let me know what you think down below.
It was good, Shakari.